It's about remembrance and the First World War, and about the contribution of Indian soldiers from undivided India to this great war.
Over 1 million Indian soldiers from undivided India, the largest volunteer army that is known in the history, came to support the British Empire during this great war.
I'm really very proud to be part of such a lovely project. The unknown becomes known.
It's about the World War I and the freedom struggles of Indian soldiers and the contribution towards the big war.
When I heard about this project, I was so moved, and I was waiting for a chance to be part of it.
The style I am doing is called Mohiniyattam. There was 2 parts to today's performance for mine. The first one was very much about the story of a mother sending the son to the war, the unknown of whether he's going to come back, the last morsel of rice he eats, the last drink he has from his home. It's quite thought-provoking and touching.
I was doing as a soldier, and every time I rehearsed, I have to say, I used to have tears in my eyes.
The second part was about celebrating women, the motherhood of all those mothers who for the World War I, and even today, who send their sons to around the world, to Iraq, to whichever places they go, to Afghanistan, really protecting our countries and protecting the world. So yeah, it's about all those mothers and all those women behind the scenes who make this happen.
It's a great opportunity, and I'm very thankful to Annapurna Indian Dance Company to involve me in the project The Unknown Becomes Known, remembering the forgotten Indian soldiers who fought for Britain in World War I. I took it as a privilege to draw sketches of soldiers from the Sikh community in particular, who are well known to be so gallant in war and so gracious in victory.
Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake.
Rabindranath Tagore is one of the most famous poets in India, and I have danced a piece by him, and there are 4 lines which I really enjoy, which are where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, into that heaven freedom, my father, let my country awake.
Oh, it was really emotional actually. I just, I have got kids, and I was thinking when I was asked to do this role, can I be that unselfish, to send my kids away? No, I think I'm a selfish mom. It will be really difficult for me to send my little son or my daughter away to fight. So I just pay homage and respect to all those mothers, all those women, whether it's a mother, whether it's a wife, a sister, a grandmom, who has sent those young soldiers out to the war front.
I felt a bit nervous, but I've done dances before, so I enjoyed the dance.
These brave soldiers fought in many important theatres of war, and according to the Commonwealth War Grave Commission, over 74,000 soldiers from undivided India have sacrificed their lives in this great war.
I was surprised at the extent of the links between the British military campaign in Europe and the Indian Army.
To be very honest, I didn't know that Indians were part of it at all.
I'd sort of heard that there had been Indian troops who had served, but the sheer amount of people who'd volunteered from India and travelled to the cold and inhospitable regions of Europe where the war was fought, and of course a great many of them died in the war, was a very moving story, to be honest.
When I read the notes what Shantha gave me, I was really shocked to know that millions have been involved in the war, and this project is bringing it out to all the common people. All of us are going to know about this. I'm really so proud of it.
I think there are a lot of known people, when you look at the history, there are a lot of known people like Jhansi Ki Rani from India, if I talk about, Subhash Chandra Bose, who has done the Indian freedom struggle. But there are a lot of unknown people from smaller states, where I'm from Kerala. There has been contributions by a lot of soldiers into the World War, or whether it's the Indian freedom struggle. So it's really important, to pay homage to everybody.
What I particularly liked was the way that the material that Shantha has pulled together really personalises that. It's all very well to hear about the tens of thousands of young men who died, but to read the letters that they sent and see the photographs of them fighting and dying for Britain was incredibly moving.
Personally, I am Indian, so I need to learn about all the cultures and how all the soldiers that fought in the world, the cultures Indian, Asian, British, because they were very brave and we can't forget any of them.
British culture's changed massively as a result of our links with India, and in particular since the 1950s. And I think for British people like me to really appreciate that the links between our countries go back a lot further than just migration, and go back to the massive amounts of support that Indian people gave to Britain and sacrificed the lives of many young men really to support Britain in 2 world wars. I think is an incredibly important lesson today, both for white British people like myself, so we can appreciate the depths of those relationships, for people of Indian cultural background who are living in England, so they can see that the links were around far longer than their families' migration histories, but also I think for people in India who are aware of our joint links, but may not be aware of just the degree of sacrifice that Indians made as part of that.
It is very important for everybody to know, because it's a life which is gone without anybody knowing. The value of life is known only when we don't have it. I always believe in that. So many of them have come here without even knowing what's going to happen. Now, especially one letter which I read was like, no one here says whether we will go back to India. That is a letter written by a soldier himself to his mom. So when you say you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, it is so difficult, and millions of them have been in that situation, and it's all gone. Nobody knows about it. So I think we have to do many more projects and make everybody aware of it, and it is a very, I think it's a wonderful project.
We want to uncover this largely untold story of race, cultures and empire, and therefore we have titled this project as The Unknown Becomes Known. We want to use different mediums of communication. For example, storytelling. We want to talk about the brave soldiers who got the Victoria Cross. We want to use music, singing, dance, mime. This is a fantastic opportunity that has come our way to pay homage to these soldiers through dance. We want to involve a wide range of talented artists across UK and enthusiastic volunteers from the community, and deliver this project with pride and responsibility.